Thank you, Karen. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Great, welcome. Thank you. Now, congratulations on making your way in here. You have passed your first entrance exam. That is one hell of an ordeal trying to get here. So thank you for everyone for getting here almost on time. Look, it's great to be here, and thanks for coming along, investing time in yourselves and your business. And look, it might not seem at times, but I think it's a really exciting time in our profession. And the reason is because there is so much focus. It says to me that everyone is committed to ensuring that we have a strong, vibrant and robust advice profession. The only thing is we know that there are a number of challenges ahead. There's continuous change in the financial landscape. Customer expectations are changing. They're not measuring us against each other, they're measuring us against the best client experience that they are having at the moment. So we have the regulators, we have government, and just when we think things have settled down, we know things will change again. And that sends a challenge to advisors, to licensees, and to product manufacturers, whether it's traditional or non-traditional. So the thing for us is to determine where we're going as a profession. And the first thing I want to really stress, and this has come up a few times, but I just want to re-emphasise, we are a professional association. So a professional association does forward the benefit of its members, but it must be in the public interest. And that's the key thing, in the public interest. So yes, we collectively want to forward our profession, but it has to be in the public interest. If it's not in the public interest, you're not a professional association or a professional body, you're a lobby group. And lobby groups are fine. They can be effective, but it's not going to give you the depth and breadth of what we need to take us into the future. So if you look at the mission of the AFA, I mean, effectively what we want is the professional advisors to be seen as the trusted professional, as the trusted advisor to help people achieve financial well-being. That's our mission. And so if people look at advisors as that trusted professional, our vision is to ensure that Australians seek that trusted professional to ensure their financial well-being throughout every life stage. And so if everything we do revolves around that, then we will grow our profession and we'll act in the public interest. So to do that, I just wanted to spend just a little bit of time, because we've got a really great session for you this morning. But I just really wanted to take this opportunity because it's my first time in front of many of you, and I want to say thank you for all of those for the messages of support, encouragement, and also some great ideas. And I would encourage you, if you do have great ideas, suggestions, please feel free to email, text, phone me, and keep up that communication. Last year with the new board, we started some strategy work, and we finalised that over the last few months. And it's really important to focus on what our strategy, our key focus areas are for the next few years to ensure that we grow the profession. We looked at things around voice, our advocacy into the marketplace, around professional standards, what is the pathway, around professional development, and we've talked about that a lot, and of course around our communities. And that's the most important thing. So I just wanted to touch on a few of those. So the first thing is voice. The AFA has a voice. We are a well-respected member of the financial services community. So we have a direct line into the Minister's office. Now, many of you may not like the Minister. That's not the point. The point is that we need to have direct dialogue because we need to influence. So too with ASIC. We have direct dialogue with ASIC. We need to continue to do that. Part of the way to do that is through our submissions. And I'm really delighted that we've been rejoined by Phil Anderson, who's spearheading our policy and professionalism area. Now, just to give you an example, this year alone, as of this afternoon, we will have lodged 22 different submissions, whether it's ranging from PJC, compensation schemes of last resort, or the one due at the end of this week around life insurance statement of advice. So we've delivered 22 submissions. An average year would be about 6 submissions. So that you can see things are heading up. And what we need to do is continue to play a dialogue in terms of what does a post-LIF environment look like. We haven't even started with LIF, but we need to start thinking about what does the future look like? What does success look like? Let's ensure that we're being proactive so that nothing further changes. And we don't know what's going to change in terms of the government or Royal Commission. If there is to be a Royal Commission under this government, or if there's a change in government, then we need to make sure that the terms of reference are appropriate so they don't address all the reform that we've gone through over the last 10 years. Or if there is a change in government, what is Labor's understanding of financial advisors? And that's why a couple of weeks ago, Phil and I spent 2 days in Canberra meeting over a dozen MPs and senators. Most of the MPs first-timers, many of them Labor, educating, asking the question, have you met a financial advisor? Most of them said no. Would you like to meet one? And they all said yes. So we'll have a commitment for one of their constituents, a financial advisor in their electorate, to come and meet them, introduce themselves, tell them and show them, demonstrate what we do and the value that they provide their constituents and the broader community. And the reason for that is education, because as one of them said to us, Phil, we'd like to say that we know everything about everything, but we don't. So the more that we have that dialogue, the more that we can educate people so that something does come up, if there is a change proposed that does affect our profession, they're more educated and they have a direct dialogue with us. And that's really important. We want to continue to strengthen the AFA voice, particularly in the consumer. Your Best Interest, the content hub there, if you haven't seen it recently, please go and visit it. That is our window. That's the portal into the direct consumer. So there's content that you can use that appeals directly to the consumer. There's also the fact that it's Find My Advisor. So in there is your profile. So if we're starting to direct more people into Your Best Interest, please make sure your profile's up to date. Please make sure it represents what you are, what you do and who you are. We want to play a more active role in the Asset Money Smart website and of course continue to promote the AFA Awards. The AFA Award winners are recognised as the best of the best. And you'll see two of them here today in Sam and Darren. And I know you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I say the best of the best. The other thing that came up in Canberra is about the voice. What is our voice to the consumer? What is our voice in the industry? And they continually emphasise that you look like an industry that seems to be fighting with itself, not with other parties. And they couldn't emphasise more strongly that if we, and look, I'm all for freedom of speech. We should all be able to debate things. But once we agree on it, we should go to the consumer and go to the broader market with the same unified voice. And that's really important to have that positive unified voice. We'll continue, as I say, through Your Best Interest. And those of you who are a bit boring, I shouldn't say boring, but like me, listen to a lot of radio. We've managed over the last 7 weeks to have some of our real talent spend 6 to 8 minutes with David Kosh on Talking Lifestyle on 2UE, and that goes on Talking Lifestyle across the eastern seaboard. And that's just one more way that we can educate people on the value of advice and the value of seeing an advisor. And of course our value to the community. So professional standards, we can see what's ahead of us. There is more to come. The key thing from our point of view is to work with you to ensure that we have the appropriate structure in place to meet professional standards, that we support you along the way. And the important thing is about infrastructure with the code, because the FASEA code has been announced and it will look different. We will look different in terms of the way we do things. And the last thing is we have a great history. We have 70 years of history, and it's great to welcome our heritage table here today, where we've got members who've been here 10 and 20 years. So welcome to you, gentlemen. But 70 years of history means we do have 70 years of constitution, and that needs to be updated. We need to modernise it, we need to future-proof it so we can continue to grow. Now, I've talked about the FASEA. I just want to really sort of harp on this for a moment, because it is quite important. Because I know we've got the key, the principles of practice within the AFA, and we've got our own code, and you're thinking, so what's FASEA going to be different? The big difference, if we become a code monitoring body, we're going to intimately know our advisors. We have to be able to proactively monitor, not just react to complaints. So we have to proactively monitor, we have to investigate, institute discipline and dispute resolution. So it'll be very different to how it is today. And so we need to ensure that we have the structure to do that. And that's why we've appointed a very experienced General Counsel in Linda Vogel. And the last thing is professional development. I won't dwell on this too much because Nick Hakes will cover that a little bit later, but there's two things I can guarantee. The first thing is we will ensure that you have, from the AFA, the necessary bridging courses, the necessary approach, necessary qualifications to achieve what the industry standards are. The other thing I can guarantee, because I know many of you are saying, well, I'm not going to do anything because I'm going to wait till I see exactly what's required. Can I just implore you, if you're waiting, if you haven't studied for a while, think again. Nothing that you do now will be wasted. It will help your own professional development now, and it will most likely contribute to qualifications in the future. The last thing is, and this is really our strength, and that's the AFA community. And the communities of practice, this is a great example. Today's our practitioners roadshow, so it's a great example of how we can bring together professionals, learn and share together. The continuing thing is about member value, and we got some great feedback from you from the member survey in February, so thank you everyone who provided us feedback and gave us some really good information as to how we can serve you better, because we've had rapid growth. And so we have very diverse membership. We need to make sure that we can communicate to you and help share best practice in all different ways, whether it's webinars, sessions like this, or different ideas that you've given us about other communication methods, which we'll explore. The last thing is protect ourselves. And that's, to me, really important, because we can't look after our clients and we can't look after our families if we don't protect ourselves. And that's really important in terms of the AFA community. I just want to touch on two areas where AFA has been extremely valuable in the community. One is our newest initiative and one is our oldest. The first is our newest initiative, and it's really exciting. It's the Pro Bono Advice Network. Now, this is facilitated by the AFA. It's not owned by the AFA, but it's a really important initiative where we're facilitating advisors getting together to provide pro bono advice to families in times of need. Now, we're trialling MS Queensland, and we've got some fantastic results already. This is really showcasing what we can do in the community. And so we're looking to continue to spread that throughout the country. The other area is obviously the AFA Foundation, which is in its 10th anniversary. And over those 10 years, we've raised over $1.4 million for various charities. And in the last financial year alone, under the stewardship of Olivia Sarah Lelachère from CommonSure, where are you, Olivia? Up the back there, we've raised over $200,000. So congratulations to Olivia and the team. Well done. We'll have another charity here today, and of course, those of you who are interested, there is last-minute opportunities to sign up for the Kokoda Trek in September, where we'll raise funds for families of returned services personnel. So I think the key thing is, from my perspective, is that there is a lot of change coming our way. But as I say, all of this change says to me that everyone is working together to further our profession. So I look forward, and the AFA looks forward to sharing that change, to taking you on a path and seeing our profession grow to ensure more Australians seek and gain financial advice and great outcomes. Enjoy the rest of the morning.